El siguiente es un podcast exclusivo de Revolución Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another chapter of Tune, the podcast dedicated to music and our lives. As we saw in the first episode, we're now almost at all levels in an era where the stage is no longer a prerogative of the artist, but rather the place where in the end we all want to be. And if you think about it, it really doesn't matter whether we have really something to say or not. The simple fact that we exist makes us feel that we do have something to say, something important that the others have to listen to. Well, this process started a long time ago, and such transition cannot be stopped, although it constantly shows a series of shortfalls, in my opinion. This is the time of the so-called personal branding. Thus, this will grow nothing but stronger. I'd like to focus, on the other hand, this chapter on this matter in order to give my own interpretation and perspective on how I believe this should be handled, because we cannot avoid that. There is no going back. While the artist was losing the role and the power to abstract things and lift people's mind and spirits, the crowd started to aim and crave for one thing mainly, the stage. If you think about it, the chase of the spotlight is actually our daily life because of the social network, because of all this personal branding that even though we are not a brand, even though we think that we are not selling ourselves, actually we do. Because social media and the internet have turned any situation into a stage. No matter where you are and what you technically do, you can become known and famous. Well, to me, this is crucial in so many ways. Think about it. As looking up to an artist, the audience could have dreamed about the ability to sing, to play an instrument, the deep knowledge of some topics and matters that were reached through a constant study and improvement of a craft. But that didn't happen. That wasn't the goal. People started to talk louder in order to be listened, but they weren't interested in besting their idols from a music standpoint or from an artistic standpoint. They were rather imitating or trying to exceed their power, their fame and richness. Well, the marketing is telling us that actually, each of us, like it or not, we can turn into our own brand. We generate a perception, a feeling. We can drive opinions and sometimes sales by constantly exposing our lives and thoughts through the social media. So far, so good, I'd say. That's the modern word, spelling it all over. We can't beat that. There are some aspects and fields where this pattern and trend will bring significant benefits, I believe. But in the artistic environment, in my humble opinion, whenever the struggle is only a matter of followers, of being viral, of writing chorus that everybody can sing and actually remember after 4 seconds, this will incur into an inevitable flattening of contents, visions, and research, which for me is crucial. Without that, art, in my opinion, has no meaning, has no purpose. Some of the most iconic artists wrote things that will last forever because it took them much more than a night to write such masterpiece. It took studying, isolation, living some feelings in order to become such feeling and then translating that into music. Like the greatest actor who prepares himself months and months before the shooting by living and experiencing on his own skin even the most extreme things he's going to do. So the best musicians were actually aiming to the masterpiece, not the hit. It's essentially and semantically very, very different. If you aim to write something everlasting, something that digs into human's eternity and beyond, you know you need time, you need skills, you need knowledge. And that sales will probably be the best parameter to that. You see where I'm going? I have nothing against the increased push to be on stage. What I'm really concerned of is that by doing this, actual skills, true talent, artist awareness, and constant searching are left aside, will be left aside. If music is something that anyone can do quickly, easily, and without any or poor knowledge and work, what can we expect? Well, any task requires practice, experience, and sight. Why this should be any different? The great thing is that today there is an unlimited information accessible on the internet, same as you can learn directly from your favorite artist and experienced one. Do you feel moved by a true passion of music and want to become a full-time artist? That's great. This is the best time to start. But for God's sake, respect this world and get in line. Study, learn, practice, devote yourself. I'm sure that by doing that, you'll be able to get your inner world out in a fantastic way, a unique way, a way we all could benefit from. Other than that, you'll just be another poser acting on a stage. Yeah, you might be famous and rich, you really might, but musically and artistically irrelevant. Today, more than ever, music needs artists and musicians, not entertainers. The world is full of entertainers. I'm not saying that any artist should long to be a Beethoven or a Mozart, but please, let's raise the stake dramatically and let's stop stuffing the screen with stupid refrains and fake poses. We all lose. Personally, I couldn't care less about how many people want to be on stage. Actually, competition might lead to constant improvement, but I do care that music is respected. That those who want to be on the spotlight show that the self-awareness and self-improvement are being taken. So if you want to be heard, that's great to me, but please make sure you have something to say, something that is valuable to others, not just to your pockets. And of course, there is nothing wrong in dreaming to be rich, dreaming to be famous, but as for me, I would keep the two things separate. Being an artist means, first of all, love what you do. Love being locked up in your room for a weekend, trying to find the perfect tune, the perfect melody, the perfect lyrics. So that's something that you've gotta love. If you're on tour, you have to sleep 2 hours a night, eating once a day, driving in a shitty truck. And after you do all that and you do it all and over again, then you'll know if you love this. If you love this, then art is where you belong. You are an artist, even though you won't be able to make a living out of it, even though you won't be able to make a profession out of it. Well, folks, these were my 2 cents about who's on stage and who wants to be on stage. I hope you liked this chapter, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!